Cancer, and this is your June forecast, and we are looking at what is going to take place for you in the short and the skinny, but into depth of what can be quite transformative for you this month. You have a lot of planets now moving through your 12th. That tells me that May, you were really busy, you're out and about, scattering your energy here and there, doing those things that were quite idealistic, and also catching up with your social network, your friends, and so forth. And I think that was very good and very healing in many ways, especially for those of you who have, been staying at home and being very cautious due to the coronavirus. But now I could see that May opened up a few doors for you. That was great. Now here, when it's moving into the 12th house, it's more like retreating a little bit, more into the inner self. The 12th house is very spiritual. It's our inner self. It's our higher self. It's our spiritual self. So I can see how you're going to be navigating the waters here in June, just feeling that you need to reload, recharge your batteries. We got the Sun, New Moon, Mercury, and Venus in this area. And of course, now Mercury being retrograde until the 23rd. Yes, then we know that we are just a little careful, especially at getting anything of new electronic devices or travel, and travel can be delayed or little hiccups. And if we buy electronics, well, they might end up being a little funky. We've seen that over and over and over again, and then we have to go and return them and get new ones or fix them, right? So hold back on any spending this month. If you can, I would suggest wait to July, which is a great time there for you. And Venus now also in this area is showing me that you are pondering about something creative. And you've had some of this energy here going through the month of May as well. But now already on the 3rd, Venus is moving into your first house. That is great. That is liberation, right? So whatever creative thoughts that you've been having, whether artistic such or also in romantic areas, maybe you've been internally thinking, how can you up the level and the frequency of your relationship? Well, that's going to come to the surface and radiate and shine for you, because you, Cancer, are going to be very magnetic, very attractive here in this coming month from June 3rd onwards as Venus cruises through your first house. The first house is all about self. It's about you, right? So that Venusian energy is just going to put this glow around you. That is very attractive for people that you cross paths with. And it is a great time to go and maybe, renew self. New hairdo, whatever it is, something new for your wardrobe. We always feel that we'd like to do that. That's okay because it's not electronic things. But since Mercury is retrograde, you might find yourself returning some of those things as well. But yeah, having Venus to your sign. And of course, Cancer, who's more family oriented than you, right? So I could see a lot of love radiating and shining and interacting with your loved ones. Wonderful month for this. And Mars has been here in May, also here starting off in June. And then by the 12th, Mars is going to be moving into your financial sector, right? So you have near a half month of both having Venus and Mars in the first house, which is really, really great. Venus only comes to this area of your personal self once a year, Mars every 2 years, right? So having Mars in that first house, I can see how May was really like you feeling that you're up and on the go of doing whatever it is that you've been wanting to do, longing to do for a long time. And I feel that you've accomplished that. So now, as it's moving into your financial sector, I see you looking at getting all your ducks in a row. Where is money coming in from? Is it a single stream? Is it a multiple stream? How can you improve it? Money will be coming in when Mars is in this area because you are the magnet. But also, on the same token as it's coming in, you might see that expenses might rise a little bit as well. So you want to see what that is all about. but Mars will be in the sign of Leo. So I can see if money is going out, it's going to be in something that holds beauty and quality, something that you could be proud of. That is, Leo is always that proud energy, right? So when you invest in something, you like good quality, right? We also do have a big factor that I do want to bring up and really excited to bring up. When we have these outer planets changing signs, they have a long-term signature to them because they move slowly. So Jupiter is going to be entering into Pisces, which for you, Cancer, will be your 9th house. The 9th house has to do with travel, maybe long distance travel, as it's ruled by Jupiter, and now Jupiter is in its own area, right? So you might just dream up a storm wanting to go a long distance, not just to the neighboring city. Maybe you're dreaming about going to Europe or going somewhere and get out of Dodge, especially now since we've had Corona and everybody's been in lockdown for 2020. Whether you do or not, that's up to you. Jupiter will give you that sense, that feel, that longing, that vision. Now, it's only going to be with us for a couple of months in this area. Then it's going to retrograde, go back into your 8th house, where it's been since top of the year, where I could see Jupiter has been looking at your finances, not necessarily your income stream. That's the 2nd house. The 8th house is more your savings, right? Investments and so forth, mortgages, and maybe investments in stocks, bonds, cryptocurrencies, and so forth. So it will retrograde back into there for the rest of the year. And then, but what you're going to be feeling here in June, July, and until it retrogrades back in, you're just going to dip your toes out to feel and sense what you can expect in 2022 when it's going to be there for the long term, for a year. That is exciting. That is especially exciting because we have Saturn in your 8th house. It's been there for a while now, and it is currently retrograde. So I can see how you've been looking at how can I think ahead, long-term income streams, more like as far as investments and getting whatever you can in ROIs, right? Return on your investments. So not necessarily how you're working on your monthly income fee, but looking over what stocks and bonds and so forth, insurance companies and so. But the new moon on the 10th is also in that area of your 12th. So this is a time, of course, with any new moon where we place our intentions. And since it's in the 12th house and you're feeling this internal need to have me time on the inside, right? To meditate or to dream or, sleep, nap a little bit. That is so important because that is when we recharge our batteries and so forth. So the new moon is asking you to place that intention as you move forward throughout the rest of the year to make sure that you can find a little bit of time every day just to have your own inner little space, because that's when we balance, because the external world will always ask from us a lot, right? And we can give that if we have something to give so we're not running dry, okay? So that's the message of this new moon. And then we have the full moon on June 24th, 3 degrees in Capricorn. And for you, that will be in the area of your relationships, how you interact with your partner, your significant other, or anybody that you work with, Cancer, one-on-one. It can be clients and so forth. There is something now that is going to be radiating and shining and coming to the surface, something that you worked for, where now you're going to see where and how it will manifest. So June 24th for it. Any other planets that you have at around 3 degrees in your chart will also be affected by this full moon. So that's the short and the skinny for what we have here in June. And I will see you next month, Cancer. Have a good one. Stay safe. Bye now.